Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Kahavai, and I am the Director of Global Leadership Experience and Strategy here at doTERRA. And the purpose of this recording is to help get you more familiar with some exciting new announcements that were shared during our recent leadership retreat event. So I am going to be recording about a 30-minute training. It is long, there's lots of information, but feel free to revisit this as many times as you need to. We hope that you can use this as both a training tool in team meetings or to prepare yourself and help others better understand how to take advantage of these programs and use them in their business. So the purpose today is to primarily focus on our Refer a Friend program and waived enrollment offerings. And then I'll touch on the affiliate beta briefly at the very end, just to let you know what's coming next. So with our Refer a Friend program, we are so thrilled to be able to make this available to you to use as a resource in your business. And really the model is very simple. What we're hoping is that you can engage with your customers. We know that we have a very loyal customer base who have already had wonderful experiences with doTERRA products. And so the Refer a Friend program is really built around that model of help your customers love the products, then they can share those products, and when they do so, earn doTERRA dollars. Now for the US market specifically, if you go to doterra.com/refer, that is an informational page that your customers can see, and they can learn more about the Refer a Friend program there. So that's a reference you can use or someplace you can point them to if they're wanting more information, in addition to helping answer their questions. Now, as I mentioned, we have very loyal customers, and what we've learned over the past couple of months, and just throughout our time, right, is that 3 of every 4 customers talk to their friends and family about doTERRA already. So I know I mentioned at the beginning, part of my role here is here at doTERRA is to help with some new initiatives, sometimes pilot programs, sometimes new ideas that leaders offer up that we try to test. And so throughout this past year of testing versions of a Refer a Friend program, we've learned some key things that have helped us to fine tune this program into something that we know can really offer a ton of value to you and to your customers. Now, these customers that are already having experiences and conversations with their friends and family, up until now, they haven't had a really simple way to share those experiences or simple way to share and refer people to go to doTERRA and try the products for themselves. So as we dig into some of the details of the program, you'll notice that it's designed to be very customer friendly, but there are other elements of it as well that I'll highlight as we go throughout this. Now, when we talk about our Refer a Friend program, I know I've mentioned a few times there's some key aspects of it. So the first thing I want to mention is that it's really meant to be a leader tool. And what that means is while we piloted these programs, there are instances where we sent emails directly to customers. We went to engage with customers directly. And when we did that, some of them shared. But when we partnered with leaders and when leaders did the outreach and had the conversations and was able to really focus some of those discussions on how they could support, excuse me, their customers in sharing doTERRA, then that led to more fruitful results, meaning on average, 1 out of every 2 customers was willing to share. That share could look like hosting a class or sharing their personal experience with others. And so it's really meant to be a leader tool. We found that when leaders don't engage and don't support customers in sharing, then the sharing doesn't just happen on its own, right? This is another way that you can start to identify potential shares within your customer base. And then as you work with them, help them along that path of sharing, whether that eventually leads to upgrading and building a doTERRA business or staying as a customer, but being a very active sharer. Now, the other thing that I've mentioned before is that we have a very loyal customer base. We know we have one of the highest retention rates in industry, and that our customers are loyal and they come back because they have good experiences and they see results. And so we want you to be able to tap into the power of having them tell their stories and their experiences, especially to those that are most close to them. And as you do that, there'll be simple ways for them to integrate their unique link and other ways that they can share products that they might recommend or suggest to their friends and family who might have similar experiences as them, struggles as them, or just know that this would be a great opportunity again for more sharing. And now the final thing we kept in mind was we want to make sure that there are good incentives for everyone. So your customer has an incentive to share, the new prospect that they share with has an incentive to come in, and then you, as the wellness advocate, supporting that customer and nurturing that new prospect also gets benefits throughout this program that will help you in continuing to grow your business. So lots of rewards for everyone to go around. Now, the first thing I want to touch on is doTERRA dollars. And doTERRA dollars is something we've talked about before within doTERRA. And in previous contexts, doTERRA dollars has been used synonymously with LRP points. However, from this time moving forward, when we refer to doTERRA dollars, what we really mean is anything that somebody might use cash or a credit card, right, to pay for in their order in their cart, they could use doTERRA dollars towards. And what that breaks down to is doTERRA dollars can apply to products, taxes, shipping, maybe the annual renewal fee, not maybe, definitely, but if they want to cover it, right, that's something they could apply it to. Healing hands donations if they wanted to make a donation on that particular order. So you can see different from points, there isn't a redemption fee, but also it applies to a broader spectrum of costs that could be involved in that order that they have. Now, based on tax law, there is a limit as to how much doTERRA dollars a customer can earn in a calendar year from January to December. So for the US, that limit is 599 doTERRA dollars, and that amount does reset every year. So come January 2024, they can start at 0 and earn up to 599 in 2024, and so on. Now, another common question we get is, okay, does my customer have to be on LRP? Do they have to place an order the month that they share in order to get these doTERRA dollars? What is required from the customer? And again, because we wanted this to be very simple, all the customer has to do is use their unique link to share, which we'll talk about later in this training. But they'll just have to have a current membership with doTERRA. So if they had a membership and they haven't paid the renewal fee and they're not able to log into their account and place an order, then that would be an indicator that they don't have a current membership with us. But as long as they're current with us, whether they have a year-long membership, say they joined in January, they have their membership until they need to renew next January, but say they placed an order in January and they haven't placed an order since, could they start earning doTERRA dollars? Yes, immediately without having to place another order. So that is a great benefit to your customers. Now I'm going to show you a couple of screenshots here, and it still might be kind of small, but hopefully you can envision this, or as you're helping your customers walk through this process or give explanation, you can help guide them through it. So one of the questions is, where will I be able to see doTERRA dollars on my account? Well, if you go to your cart view, your shopping bag, and this is an example of a loyalty rewards order. If you go to the very bottom payment section, there'll be a method section, and then there'll also be a box that you can check, and next to it, it'll say use account credit. Well, where it says use account credit and there's a value in there, that would be their doTERRA dollars showing that they could apply towards future orders. And so it's that highlighted portion just at the bottom. And again, if they're looking to apply this credit towards an order like an LRP order, a tip is to make sure they click that box, and then they do have to select process now, save and process now in order for that method of payment to apply. And as an example, say they have 10 doTERRA dollars, but their total order is $20. They can apply the $10 and pay the balance with the credit card. Also going the other way, say they have 20 doTERRA dollars, but their order is only $10. They can just apply the doTERRA dollars, and anything that doesn't need to be put towards that order will just stay banked with them. So lots of options there, flexibility for them to use it on future orders and to apply it towards LRP orders as well. Now, coming soon, we know that there is a place right now in their account profile where customers can view their LRP rewards points. And what we're planning to do is just below that area is to add a section that will say doTERRA dollars so that they can always see how much they've earned there as well. So that is a feature that will be coming soon. Now let's talk a little bit about how the Refer a Friend program can benefit you as someone building a doTERRA business. The first thing to know is that every friend, family member, anyone who a wholesale customer refers to doTERRA using their unique link, the enrollership of that new person will go to the same person who has enrollership of the wholesale customer sharing. So if Michael was a wholesale customer and he sent his link to his friend Brittany, and Brittany signs up, then I have enrollership of Michael, then I will also have enrollership of Brittany. Okay. And so I'll have that enrollment and I will have flexibility to place her within my organization by the 10th of the month following her enrollment. And so if she enrolls at the beginning of a month, say in a couple of days, because this program will launch on April 3rd, and Michael's an amazing share, so he sends his link to Brittany and Brittany enrolls on April 3rd, then I will have until May 10th to place her in my organization. That's a lot of time. And so in that amount of time, you can kind of see, maybe connect with Brittany and see what some of her goals are and figure out where she's at and put her in a place where she can be best supported. Now, similarly, keep in mind, if for any reason, Michael still shares the link on April 3rd, but she makes the decision to purchase on April 30th, well, you have still until May 10th to place her in your organization, right? So the 10th of the month following enrollment. So just keep that date in your mind and be really clear on to make sure that you can get them moved in time, but you do have lots of flexibility there. Now, the last thing I'll mention is as the enroller, you'll still earn Fast Start, but Fast Start will be just a little different on Refer a Friend orders. And in order to explain that, I'm actually going to go to the next slide that has a chart that will kind of walk you through it. But the basic idea is you'll earn Fast Start, 10% Fast Start on that initial order, and then 20% Fast Start on all future orders as usual in their first 60 days. So if you have a wholesale customer, Michael, who sends Brittany his link, Brittany places an order, 20% of the PV of that order will get paid to the wholesale customer, so Michael, who sent the link, in doTERRA dollars. The 10% will pay out to Michael's enroller, and then the 5% will pay out to Michael's enroller, right? So a level up from me. And then that's just on the initial order. For any future orders placed within that first 60-day period of enrollment, Fast Start works as usual. And so just know that this is something to keep in mind. Now, if for any reason your wholesale customer maybe loves a diffuser and recommends a diffuser to their friend can get the diffuser, but because there's zero PV, they will earn $0 doTERRA dollars off of that. So as you're educating your customers and helping them share products that they love, maybe focus that first share on an item that has PV so that they can be earning doTERRA dollars and they can see the value and benefit from the program as well. Okay, so we've covered quite a bit of information. I'm just going to do a quick recap. So Refer a Friend is available to wholesale customers in the US and Canada markets. That means wholesale customers in US and Canada can share with others in US and Canada. At this time, their links won't work outside of those markets to share with friends that might live overseas, in Asia, in Europe, or anywhere else. So this is for wholesale customers to share in US and Canada. Now, I will mention though, say you are a leader who has built some teams in different markets and maybe you yourself are in a different market. So if you are in Europe and you have downline or you have customers here in the US and they start sharing, everything that I explained about benefits for the enrollers will apply to you. Fast Start will still pay out. You'll still be able to place them. You can't, customers in markets outside of the US and Canada at this point cannot take advantage of the benefits of the Refer a Friend program, but we are looking at options to expand and scale this out. So more to come soon. For doTERRA dollars, keep in mind that they do differ from points. There is no redemption fee, but you can really spend it on anything in your cart. Taxes, fees, zero PV items, diffusers, and so lots of flexibility on how those are used. The wholesale customer will earn 20% on the PV of their referrals enrollment order only, right? So they're just going to earn off of that initial order All future orders in that first 60 days will just get paid out to the wellness advocates that are the upline enrollers. Now, that said, you do want to make sure, if you are a wellness advocate, that you qualify to earn Fast Start. In order for you to qualify to earn Fast Start, you do need to have a 100 PV LRP template set, and you do need to process that once a month. And so if your template's not set, then the system won't recognize you as qualifying, and you may miss out on Fast Start. So make sure that you set your template. And another question we've gotten is, how often do doTERRA dollars pay out? Well, because it's kind of that first one-time 20% Fast Start going to the wholesale customer on that initial order, it'll pay out on the Fast Start schedule. So what we're messaging to customers is within 10 days of that referral's order, the doTERRA dollars will show up in their account. And we'll look at a few other ways that we're messaging that to customers so that they have good visibility on when and what they've earned. Okay. And this is where we talk about it. So another lesson learned from the pilot is that we really need good communication and visibility happening among everybody who might be participating in this program. So the new member that gets referred by an existing customer will get our current Welcome to doTERRA email that highlights some of the benefits of membership and gets them started in taking advantage of that and learning a little bit more about the LRP program. Now, the wholesale customer who shared that link, they will get an email that thanks them for sharing. They'll let them know, hey, your friend Brittany used your link, and from her purchase, you earned $5 doTERRA dollars, as an example. And you should go share again. And so it'll give them some prompts and some things that they can do to help them in their sharing journey. For wellness advocates, you will get an email, and this, based on feedback from leaders, has really been a game changer email, because this will help you see not only that you got an enrollment, but that it's specifically a referral. And in addition to that, it'll help you identify the customer that referred their friend. And so the email that goes to the wellness advocate will say, hey, you got a new enrollment. This enrollment came as a referral from your customer. So Michael, he's awesome. Here's his information. And Michael referred his friend Brittany. And you'll get some information on Brittany as well. And so you'll have those two pieces of information. And then below that, it'll give you some prompts or suggestions for following up. This would be a great opportunity to reach out to Michael, say, hey, Michael, tell me a little bit about Brittany. Do you know what Brittany purchased? Do you know what her, how it might make sense for us to best connect with her? Do you want to invite her to our next continuing education class, whether that's in person or online? There's lots of ways that you can kind of form these natural connections. And so it gives you a chance to learn more about Brittany before you make contact, gives you a chance to find out more from the customer that referred them, and also to partner with that customer and support them in sharing. If Brittany is one of 5 people that Michael just referred or shared with, then you can talk to Michael and say, hey, you're doing an amazing job sharing. Tell me what's working for you, right? And you can learn from what your customers are doing. Now, another thing we want to make sure you're able to see is coming very soon, April 6th, there will be a quick report in your back office that will allow you to kind of track your enrollees and their sharing activities. So I'm going to show you where you'll be able to find that report and what that might look like a little bit. So if you log into your back office, in the right-hand side of the screen, there's going to be a quick reports area. You'll expand that. And then one of the reports that will be added to the list starting April 6th is going to be a refer a friend list. You'll click on that, and that report will show you something like this. Now, this is just a preview. The final version might look a little different, but we just wanted to show you, hey, it'll have, again, keep in mind, this will just be people who are enrolled to you. So if you don't have enrollership of them, they won't be showing up on this report. But people that you've personally enrolled, and it'll show the referral count. And that's something you'll be able to click into to see the list of people that they've referred. And you'll be able to kind of sort by date and time so that you can figure out, okay, was this a recent referral? Was this old referral? And so as you help and support your customers in sharing, we want to make sure that you have a good way of tracking that information to help you with conversations with those customers. And so we'll talk a little bit more about what that can look like moving forward. But a big piece of why and how all of these this specific program works, Refer a Friend, is because we've also introduced this idea of waived enrollment. Now, what does that mean? What that means is if you come to doTERRA as a new customer, referred by or connected to an existing wholesale customer wellness advocate, then you get your first year of membership free. That $35 fee that you would have paid to get access to wholesale pricing and other benefits is waived for your first year only. And so if you're a wholesale customer starting April 3rd, that will be through your unique referral link. And if you're a wellness advocate, then that's something that's available to you right now using the link generator tool. Or if somebody wanders to the website or goes there and you're helping them kind of sign up for their own account from the website, then they can also enter in your wellness ID or search for you by name in order to get you connected. And when you're connected, that's when it'll give you the option to waive the membership fee. So that is another great aspect of this program. Now, we want to make sure that there's lots of incentives for people to get started on their health and wellness journey with doTERRA, and we want to support you in that. So new customers who come in will continue to qualify for free shipping if they place an order of 100 PV or more. And then at 150 PV, we are also offering a free gift. And for right now, that free gift is the Pebble diffuser. And we know diffuser helps with use for a lot of essential oils. So whether they're starting with supplements or oils or both, the Pebble diffuser will be a great addition to any home. And I was going to say, can you ever have too many diffusers? You need as many diffusers as you have rooms, at least, I would say. So it's a great addition to any home. And those are some of the additional benefits you can keep in mind. Now, I know I've mentioned the April 3rd date a couple of times. So coming April 3rd, wholesale customers, when they log into their doTERRA accounts, will be able to see, access, and share their unique referral links. And I'm going to take you through a few screenshots of what that's going to look like. So they'll come to our webpage, doTERRA.com, and when they do that, they'll log into their account. After they log in, there will be a modal that pops up that says, hey, you can refer a friend and get some free product. And just keep in mind that some of this messaging might be fine-tuned in the coming weeks. There's kind of different ways we want to message this to customers and let them know about this refer a friend opportunity. And so whether they want to help a friend out or earn some rewards, right? There's kind of different messaging that might resonate with different people. So that languaging might slightly be adjusted over time and fine-tuned, but their link will always remain the same. And their link they'll be able to find in 3 distinct spots. So when they first log in, this will pop up. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm very quick to click out of a pop-up. And so if for any reason your customer quickly clicks out of it or dismisses it, then when they go to their account drop-down, there will also be a reminder here that says, hey, refer a friend and you can get some free products. They can click on get my link and it'll take them to the exact same link. Their link never changes. Okay, the final place is in their account profile. There will also be a spot here that will say, hey, refer a friend, get free product. So reminders in lots of different places to share some awareness for them so they can take advantage of those benefits. But a pro tip that I want to share, you may have a customer, you may have an instance where a customer says, hey, I'm talking to a friend and I want to send them my referral link. I can't remember how to get to it. I don't know what it is. Can you help me? As long as you can get to their customer ID number, their member ID number, you can help them. And what you will text them is referral.doterra.me/their ID number. And that will be a quick shortcut to create their unique link. And if they share it with anybody, they will get credit for that share. They will earn doTERRA dollars. And as long as you have enrollership with that customer, you'll get the enrollment. So keep that in mind. We wanted just to make sure you had some tips to support your customers. We understand that sometimes tech can be a little tricky, so we're wanting to make it as easy for everyone as possible. So this is a quick way that you can help them with their link. The other great thing about this is if they were to upgrade, because they're an amazing sharer, we wanted to make sure that these links would still work, right? If they shared a link on Monday and then by Wednesday decided they're ready to upgrade and their friend purchases from that same link on Friday, we want to make sure they get credit for that share. So every time somebody clicks on their referral link to purchase or make an order as a first-time doTERRA customer, basically the system is really smart. We've set it up to be smart to say, okay, at the time that this new member is clicking on the link, is the person who shared it a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate? If they're a wholesale customer, they'll get the doTERRA dollars. If they're a wellness advocate, then it'll recognize, oh, they qualify for commissions. So they won't get doTERRA dollars, they'll be paid commissions as long as they qualify. So that's something to keep in mind. You as wellness advocates have access to a tool that does essentially the same thing. So I'd refer you to our link generator tool. There's lots of great training and information coming on that. If you're not familiar with it, also reach out to your business development team and they can help to get you familiar with your resources so that you're using the right tools at the right time to help get to the best results. Now, when somebody clicks on that link, what do they see? Where does it take them? Great question. And here's an answer. So there is a unique landing page that we built specifically for people coming through Refer a Friend. What we're assuming about some of these people is they may or may not know the value that they're getting for the $35 membership fee getting waived. So we have this web page at the top. It'll highlight some of the benefits of membership. And they can start shopping now. And if their friend says, I just love doTERRA Adaptive and doTERRA Lavender, you need both of them, they can go search for those specific products. Now, if for any reason the customer shares their link and doesn't refer them to a specific product, then they might want to shop by what's most popular or what's our newest product line. So it gives them some flexibility to kind of build out their cart. The membership fee will show in there. When they add an item, it'll be crossed out and show as free. So just keep in mind that the waived membership, that first year of membership free, qualifies with any purchase. Okay, so they must make a purchase in order to check out and in order to get that benefit. If they don't add that to their cart, or if they don't add product to their cart, then it'll just show the membership fee and they're not able to check out. Okay, now I want to underscore some tips, just this one tip actually, for making sure that people are getting credit for the times that they share. I've showed you a couple of places where your customer will be able to access their unique referral link. Now, you want to make sure that your customers are sending people that specific referral link. If for any reason they click on the link just because they wanted to make sure it worked, and they see it pop up in a web page and it looks something like this. And then they're like, okay, great, my link works. I'm just gonna copy the URL and the global navigation at the top. If they just copy the URL doesn't contain any of those attribution or connection markers that we've built into their referral links that will let us know, oh, this link actually came from Michael, who shared it with Brittany, who's enrolled to Sandra. So we need to make sure that customers are educated on the best ways to share so that they can get credit for it, so that they can earn their doTERRA dollars. And that is to send people their link, copy it directly as it appears, or referral.doterra.me/their ID number, and not to copy the URL for the landing page that it takes them to, okay? Whew. All right, so let's take a second to do a quick recap. Now, enhancements are coming to the reports and the graphic tree soon. We know that there's lots of different tools that you need in your business. The more data, the more visibility, the more helpful it is to allow you to make decisions and to have specific conversations with your team, with your customers. And so as you have feedback, you can feel free to share it with your business development team who'll make sure we get it through member services. You can also go, if you have access to the team app, you can go to the Voice of the Leader tab there and you can submit feedback. We want to make sure that we are good partners in this and that we're listening to your needs. So while we've done a lot of prior testing and piloting to get it to where it's at right now, we are excited to continue to make it even better. So if you have thoughts on things that we can do in that realm, please share them. The other thing I want to mention is that waived enrollment applies to, again, new members who come in through an existing wholesale customer or wellness advocate, either using a unique link, a link generator link, or their ID or name when they sign up for an account. Now, what does that mean? That means that people who still wander to the website and maybe all they want to do is buy a Deep Blue stick, if they want to get access to wholesale pricing, then they will need to pay the $35 membership fee and pay wholesale price and to get wholesale pricing, or to pay retail for the Deep Blue stick. Those will be their options if they come to the website. Now, this was another strategic part of our design of this program. What we want to be able to do is drive people to have conversations with you and with your customers. And we want you to be able to share, hey, by coming to my class tonight, by knowing me, by being connected with me, I can offer you your first year of doTERRA membership free. And it'll get you 25% off retail prices for a year to all doTERRA products and At the end of that year, you'll have the chance to renew that membership. It's just $25 to continue to take advantage of all those benefits. You can share a brief testimonial and say, I know I've seen the benefit of having a membership. I purchase X types of products. It helps me with home care, healthcare, personal care, right? Like all the different areas that you're able to utilize doTERRA products in. So it's a great conversation to start with them so that that expectation is clear, that their first year of membership is free or waived. And then in a year, they'll have the chance to renew. And hey, if they were to share with others who use their link, that renewal fee could even get covered by doTERRA dollars from them sharing. So lots of options there. Now, also keep in mind that wholesale customer referral links, they're not customizable like link generator links. If you're not as familiar with our link generator tool, basically it will allow you to customize a cart. You can send a link to somebody you talked to and said, hey, we had a great conversation. And from that conversation, you told me you wanted lemon, lavender, peppermint, and the adaptive system, a deep blue stick, and some other things, right? You can build a custom cart and send a link to them so that they don't have to go shopping for it themselves online. And it'll apply the benefits of waived membership for the year and all those things moving forward. So that is a tool specifically for wellness advocates, for builders. The referral links that wholesale customers have don't customize right now. They just drop them to that main page that will allow them to shop, which might require some additional support from you or from the customer to help them navigate things until they're more familiar. But we are doing our best to make it very simple and accessible for them. And so just want you to know that distinction between the links, and then also mention again, make sure you educate your customers on the right way to share so that they can get credit for every time they share. And keep in mind, these links, the referral links from the customers, they can be shared via text, email, on social media. There's lots of flexibility. However they're comfortable sharing, we really feel like you are in the best position to know that, to have that conversation, and then to support your customer in sharing. So know all the ways that they can share and help them as they do so. Now, even though those are already really great benefits for builders, there are still more. And so I'm going to highlight a few of those right now. Now, the first one is you can earn commissions on doTERRA dollars. And what that means is if doTERRA dollars was applied to an order, if there are items that have PV in that order, then you'll always get paid out on PV, right? And so we know that that's another distinction of points versus doTERRA dollars. You don't get paid commissions when points are applied to orders, but you will get paid commissions when doTERRA dollars are applied to orders as long as there is PV in those orders. Now, flexibilities with placements, we've talked about a few of them because you have a window of time to place them on your team for the 10th of the month following their enrollment. But there are lots of flexibilities for placements when they upgrade. And so we're going to dig into that in just a moment. But before we do, the other area of benefits for builders that is super exciting, especially coming off of our recent leadership retreat, we know that we have an incentive trip, and our next incentive trip was just announced as a cruise. Everyone's very excited for it. And so referrals that come in through the Refer a Friend program that you gain enrollership of will actually help you to qualify to earn points towards these different programs. And so here's an example of what that could look like. Now, it has to be a qualifying enrollment, which means that it has to be 100 PV or more in order to earn new points. But if it is 100 PV or more, then for the incentive trip, we've actually doubled points. So you could earn 2 points for an enrollment and 2 points for LRP if they place it each of the following months. In our Founders 2.0 program, which lots of you are working hard towards, but it'll close in August of this year. For the Founders program, you can earn 1 point for a qualifying enrollment and then up to 1 point each for the 2 subsequent months for LRP. So we're recognizing them as if these were your enrollments. And we know oftentimes you will be partnering very closely with these customers and will play a big role in helping their friends and family to enroll. And so we want to make sure that you're recognized for that. Another common question that has come up around this is if for any reason your customer were to share their friend buys a deep blue stick, but then you follow up and you do a wellness consult and you figure out, hey, they actually need turmeric and copaiba and deep blue polyphenols and more. Can those points be combined? Yes. So as long as it happens within the same month, they will be combined for the 100 PV qualifying enrollment. And the same actually goes for the empowerment bonus. So in order to qualify for a share and empowerment bonus pool, you need to have an enrollment, a personal enrollment. This can qualify for the personal enrollment, and you can also combine orders from the same person in the same month in order to get to that 100 PV if needed. Okay. Now, the top 2 questions we get with placements are the most common, and so we want to address those first and foremost. And as you have more questions, we have some additional resources that I can point you to. So the first question is, what are my options if I have a wellness advocate? Let's address this scenario first. What if I have a wellness advocate who doesn't have a downline? Can they switch to wholesale customer? This would ideally be a better fit for them. They could start earning right away. And for the most part, yes. And I say for the most part because as long as they haven't already earned commissions at a certain threshold or purchased so much in product for themselves, then they should qualify when they don't have a downline to immediately switch over, become a wholesale customer, and then they can start earning doTERRA dollars through the Refer a Friend program. Now, in order to make that switch, for any wellness advocates you have that don't have a downline, you can have them send an email to placements@doterra.com directly from the email that they have on file with us with their account, and have them make the request to be switched to a wholesale customer. Our placements team will make sure that they qualify, they meet all the criteria, and then we'll confirm, and they can converse with them to make sure that gets all done. When they do that, they don't qualify for a sponsor change, so they'll just stay in the same spot they're at. Now, there might be others who have 1 or 2 or maybe more people under them, but the more you're learning about this program, you're thinking this might be a better fit for them. And at the end of the day, what we want to help do is get people into their right fit category. So if they're a wellness advocate, but they only upgraded and they're kind of more of a placeholder, they've never enrolled anybody under them, but they could be a better sharer, then their right fit might actually be a wholesale customer who participates in Refer a Friend and not a qualifier or a wellness advocate having to oversee a team and maybe not actually being very engaged in doing that. So if you have wellness advocates that might be in that situation, then that would be an instance to either talk to your account manager and talk to a member of your business development team, or, and I'll reference this a little later, but through the help center, through your back office, there's a help button in the right-hand corner. You can click on that. And there is a placements chat beta. That's something that is a tool that's available now, but you can chat directly with members of our placements team. There are a lot of interesting aspects that we have to look at, how much they've earned so far in commissions, how much they personally purchased, and a few other things in order to see if they would qualify immediately or if it might take some time and some additional moves or additional changes and adjustments in order to help them qualify. And so without looking at the specific details of each individual person's account, it's kind of difficult as a blanket statement to say always yes or always no. So those are some of the considerations though, and I would encourage you to have those conversations early and have them often as needed, but also consider, hey, is this going to be a tool that actually reactivates and re-energizes some of these wellness advocates who might have been struggling over the past few years to be engaged, to build, and to do more. And so you could also use this as a tool for reinvigorating your team and getting them excited about this new tool that they have. And maybe it feels more comfortable or authentic to how they want to share and build. So 2 options to consider on that front. The last placements questions we've gotten the most is, okay, what if I have a wholesale customer and they're actually really amazing at sharing and they hit their max of $599 doTERRA dollars in a year, but we're only in May. What other options do they have? They can always upgrade to wellness advocate at any time during their journey. They can. Now, when they upgrade, here's a few things you need to know. When I upgrade to wellness advocate, say I'm a wholesale customer and I've been sharing, when I upgrade to wellness advocate, any of my personal referrals from the 60 days prior to my upgrade are eligible to be given back to me. And that eligibility remains intact, but the decision maker for that is the enroller. So you're my enroller. You have enrollership of these personal referrals I've done over the past 60 days. So you get to decide, okay, who from the past 60 days that Sandra referred, should I get back to her? Now, one of the reasons why we wanted to keep that in the enroller's sphere of stewardship and responsibility is we know that a lot of you have expectations of your builders, of your team members, and we want to make sure that when they're upgrading, they understand those expectations. and you are the best person to have that conversation with them. And if they are willing and able and wanting to support a team, then it might make sense for you to give them everybody. And if they're like, actually, no, I don't really want to do team things. I just want to be a wellness advocate. I'm not sure why, maybe, but they're just wanting to upgrade because they think they can earn more, but they're not sure how much time they're willing to put towards it, right? If you have either from this group of 60 days, right, people that I've referred who have upgraded before me, who have started building, who are in key positions in your organization, all of those people can stay wherever you decide. It's within your power to make that decision. And so you can have a conversation and say, Sandra, hey, your friend Brittany and Michael actually decided a month ago, 3 months ago, whenever they decided that they wanted to go all in with the business, and they've started building, and they have really large organizations in key places. And so they're going to have to stay there. But these other people from your last 60 days, I would love to give you back. And when you give them back, you have two options. Say I was an okay sharer and I shared with 5 people in 2 months, and they all said yes, and they all got started. Well, you have the option to give me all those 5 people, and maybe it makes sense to just put all 5 people under me. They're all customers. None of them really want to upgrade or are sure if they want to upgrade. And so that can just stay intact. Now, say instead of just referring 5 people in the last 60 days, I referred 35 people. Well, we know one of the reasons in doTERRA that we build out structures in certain ways is so that we maximize our time in supporting those people, right? It would be very difficult for me to directly support 35 customers, 35 individuals. But I could support 3 who could support another 3 who could support another 3, just using 3 as an example, right? And so it gives you the chance and the space to have a conversation with your customer and say, hey, Sandra, you are a really great sharer. You actually got about 1 person every other month or every other day, right? For 2 months, because you have 35 people. And I want to give you all these people back. But in doTERRA, there's a way that we can structure them under you that will help you on your business building journey, kind of optimize your earnings quicker. And so what that looks like is there anyone from this group of 35 that you think might also be interested in being a good business partner with you, who'd also want to build doTERRA? They say yes. If they say no, you can just help them navigate those conversations. If they have people that come to mind, then talk to those people and see, okay, are there 2 or 3 people that would be willing to upgrade? And then when you submit the request in, you can say, okay, here's 35 people I'm giving back to Sandra. Sandra's here. And then one of her customers is actually going to upgrade. And under that customer, I want you to put these 10 people. And under this customer, put these 10 people. And so you have the conversations, you figure out the upgrades. And if nobody wants to upgrade, maybe you have a conversation with Sandra and say, okay, let's find you a business partner or 2 before we have you upgrade. And then we can still kind of work through this process of giving you some of these people that you recently referred. Now, if you're wondering, okay, how do I structure that email? How do I say it so it's right? A few key tips. You want to make sure you put in the subject line of the email. This is a refer a friend specific request. So just say refer a friend placement request. And the team will be flagged to know, okay, so this may not operate within what we currently do or are typical, accustomed to doing, because this is specific to refer a friend. Okay, so we'll look at it through the refer a friend lens. So within refer a friend, anybody I personally referred 60 days prior to my upgrade qualifies to be given back to me. Okay, enroller. And then it'll just be a copy and paste email. There's 2 templates. There's 1 template if you want to give everybody back or give people back with structure, give people back without structure. And when you do that, you can also choose, are you changing just sponsorship? Or are you just putting people under me? Or are you also changing enrollership, right? And those are all, again, lots of conversations. And maybe your customer who decides to upgrade doesn't understand all the aspects, and they don't have to understand every detail of the business in order to say yes and in order to start building. But again, we do want to make sure you're having conversations so expectations are clear, and so that they're able to kind of step into it, knowing a little bit more what to expect, having a solid start and foundation, and being able to take advantage of some of the sharing they've already done. So some details there to keep in mind, but we have those template emails. Those are available through the Help Center, and those you can kind of customize as it pertains to your wholesale customer upgrading situation. Now, because we've had the opportunity to pilot this for a time, We also have been able to glean some ways that leaders are using it effectively to help build and grow their businesses. So I'm just going to highlight 3 of them. You can use all 3 ideas. You can use none of these. You can mastermind and build off of them. The idea is to give you a starting point and say, hey, that really resonated with me, but I'm maybe going to tweak some of the aspects in order for it to fit my building style or building way. But we know that these things work whether you build in person or online or both. Lots of flexibilities with this program. So the first thing I will mention is just to help your customers share product experiences. Some of your customers, or most of your customers we know, are already doing this. And you can figure out what way is most comfortable for them to share. Do they like to share online, or are they a more personal, private person and they would rather share one-on-one in conversation, right? With a friend, on the phone, in person, however it looks. You do need to be mindful of helping them share as compliantly as possible, especially if they are planning to post things very visibly out there. And so it might be more comfortable for them to start in person or start with a smaller group of people that isn't so public or online. So be mindful of that, but help them start to share their top doTERRA experiences with products. Another thing you can do is invite your customers to partner with you in hosting classes. And you can say, doTERRA has this amazing refer a friend program. And what that looks like is you invite a few of your friends over. I come and teach a brief class on whatever area that you might be most interested or passionate about. I know you work out a ton, you go to the gym, you're an athlete, you know a lot of other athletes. We can talk specifically about Deep Blue and how your recovery looks because you utilize the products. I know you're into non-toxic living and reducing toxic load. We could talk about abode products and like all of the ditch and switch swap options that we offer. We know that we just released MetaPower. Metabolic health is very important to many people. And so whatever the interest might be, you can partner to host a class, and maybe it's a little bit more tailored to the products, the testimonials, the area of focus that customer wants to share with or feels like will be most receptive to their friends and family. And then, as you help them have a wonderful experience in hosting a class, then they'll naturally want to do it more. They'll be like, that was so fun. Hey, I actually thought of 2 or 3 more friends. They couldn't make it tonight. Could we host another class? Definitely. Or, hey, that was a lot of fun. Can I do this again? Do I have to do this? Like, how does this work? Oh, and I just got 20% off of all my friends that, in doTERRA dollars off of friends that placed orders tonight. That's awesome, right? And so there's lots of different ways you can message it to them and support them in their sharing. The last area that I'll just mention briefly is this idea of stacking rewards. So what doTERRA is offering them as they host classes, as they share experiences, right? As anybody uses their link, they'll get their 20% in doTERRA dollars. Now, what you can do, as I mentioned, is stack rewards. And what that means is we're offering 20% back in doTERRA dollars, but you could offer a free oil, an aroma touch, an experience, education, right? Like you can offer whatever will give value to that customer. And there's lots of flexibility there. So it's not a must, but just keep in mind that there's lots of ways that you can make this program work within your business and business model. Now I know I've mentioned resources. So there's the digital marketing kit. Go to doTERRA.com/DMK. You'll find all the resources we have there, everything from social media post ideas to PowerPoint slides that you can work into your presentations as you educate on this, just to bring some awareness to it, right? In your back office, there's that help button in the upper right-hand corner that I've mentioned. If you click on that, it'll allow you to go to a database of just FAQs and articles to help you better understand programs and other pieces of it. And that's also where you'll find the placements chat beta. And so that's a great resource as you're learning new programs and as you're helping your team learn new programs. Definitely use that. And then your business development team is always there to support you in your strategy and business building efforts. So reach out to your account managers and your business development team, and they can support you in this as well. Now, as we wrap up, just a few things to keep in mind: that you definitely want to talk to everyone about this. Spread the word among your team. Make sure everyone knows about this great new leader tool that they have to utilize in their business. Talk to your customers every opportunity you get. I know that a lot of you do customer appreciation events, and this would be another way to show them that doTERRA appreciates them and values them for being a loyal customer and knows that they have great stories to share with others, and we want them to do that and also get rewarded when they do that. And then also, just talk with people who might have said no to doTERRA in the past. This might be a good chance to bring them in and let them know about the great rewards that they can earn, and also get started without having to pay that first year of membership, but to get that waived as they experience different doTERRA products for their first year of membership. So keep that in mind. Now, final thing as we wrap up, the affiliate beta, there's been lots of interest and questions asked about this. So the few things I want to clarify here is, if you have an in-person or virtual ticket to the leadership retreat that just happened in March, then you will receive an invitation by email. Because this is still somewhat of a closed beta, we do have to limit numbers in terms of, we want to take on as many people say yes and want to be part of this experience, but there's still a lot of manual processes involved in it because it's still in test mode. So know that there isn't a full-fledged affiliate program that is launching. What we are doing is we've been piloting an affiliate model since last June of 2022, and now we're scaling it up to a beta. So we're providing an opportunity and space for more leaders to get involved, for more teams to get involved. And as long as you had a ticket to Leadership Retreat, you will be receiving an email invitation to join an upcoming call in April. We'll be doing about 2 calls a week, and you can join once, you can join multiple calls. The purpose of these calls is to explain the program, answer questions, and kind of mastermind from there to help highlight some of how our past leaders in the pilot have used these programs in new and effective ways.